Everything is happening for us, even the moments in which we find ourselves enveloped in darkness, even the moments that are surrounded by uncertainty. It is not that we have anything to fear, but fear itself. When I find myself feeling cornered by the pain and suffering that is oh so real and oh so human, I discover there, in those moments, and soon after, that it is up to me to choose light. It is up to me to choose love. In the face of things that I don't quite understand, in the face of things that make me feel less than powerful, helpless, and without choice, it is my duty and sole purpose to see the gift in the very dark that leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. Thinking back on all of the moments in my very existence in which I felt stripped away from my freedom, stripped away from my power, stripped away from the love that exists inside of me, those were the same moments that served as a catalyst for something far greater and much bigger. Something like the very first moments of the light of day. I believe in the goodness that exists. I stand by the idea that pain, in all of its glory, is capable of growth and expansion. And in that growth and expansion lies the opportunity to choose faith. Because to choose faith is the stepping stone to a beautiful realization. If the dark did not exist, we would be unable to see the light. Choose to trust. In doing so, you choose a deep-rooted knowingness in that the light never ceases to exist, and that is because of the dark. My name is Paula. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Today's video is for anyone who is feeling trapped, lost, sad, angry, like there's no way out. The truth of the matter is that humans have to feel pain. They have to feel suffering because it's a part of the mere human experience. And in that pain and in that suffering, it may feel at times like there is no way out, and like the light of day is very far and grim and dark and not so hopeful. So this video is for anyone who needs some words of encouragement, some gentle reminders about the power that we hold as humans, and I hope that in speaking my truth and the things that I have come to remember in some of the dark that I have been feeling, you feel less alone in yours. I need you to know that the world needs you here. The world needs you to be the person that you were meant to be on this planet. And sometimes the lessons we have to learn in becoming who we were meant to be are painful and less glittery and glorious than we would hope for them to be. Growth is seen as a major positive in our lives, but we sometimes fail to remember and acknowledge that the things we have yet to learn and the lessons that will be presented to us aren't always going to feel so good, and that's okay. This life will not try to teach you something that you are incapable of learning. Everything happens in divine order and timing, and it is happening for you, not to you. There is power in knowing that you control your mind. You control what thoughts you allow to come through your headspace. And although sometimes those thoughts might not be so pretty, it is important to realize that you get to choose. We are the creators of our reality. We get to choose what we assign meaning to, and the meanings we choose to assign to the things that happen to us, the things we do, the things people say or the way people make us feel. We get to choose what that means to us. And we are almost always the ones that are responsible for our suffering, because we are the ones who choose what we deem as good or bad. We choose what we want to see, and I promise you that when you change the way you see things, the things you see will start to change. And yes, sometimes things just downright blatantly out loud suck, and they hurt, and it's painful, and there's no stopping that. And it's important to recognize and acknowledge those feelings and emotions, because what you resist persists. And so those feelings that follow something painful are only natural, and they demand to be felt by you in your own time and in your own way. But after a certain point, it is so important to realize and recognize that those feelings and emotions are just that, feelings and emotions, and they are ever fleeting, just like everything else in this life. And at a certain point in time, it's going to be very, very important for you to remember who you are and decide for yourself that it is time to pick up the pieces, to look at the circumstance that you find yourself in and ask yourself, what is it that I can take away from this? To ask yourself, what is it that this situation has given me that I can use for the betterment of myself and my life? Can it give me more grace? Can it give me more gratitude, more strength, more courage, bravery? I need you to know that one day you will be able to look at whatever it is you think had the capacity to break you. However dark, however scary, however big and looming it feels in this very moment, there will come a day where you're able to make peace with it, you're able to accept it, and you're able to acknowledge it for the opportunity it gave you to grow. You will see it for the way that it grew you instead of the way that it hurt you. You are divinely guided, protected, and loved. I need you to know that the light always wins. The dark is only there to make sure we appreciate the light, to ensure that we never take goodness and love for granted. Be gentle with yourself. You are worthy of unconditional love. And frankly, it's okay not to be okay. So if you find yourself in a moment of darkness today, know that there is light at the end of that darkness. There is so much hope and so much love and so much light in this world. And I just want you to know that whatever pain you find yourself in, whatever uncertainty you feel today, is not permanent, and you are not alone in these feelings. Part of the human experience is suffering. Someone once said to me, the two things that exist in this life, for sure, are ego and God. And that really truly resonated with me. It may or may not with you. But in that phrase, I found a lot of reassurance. I love you. You are seen. You are heard. You are special. You are magnificent. You are so powerful. I just need you to be very aware of that. I ask of you to be patient with yourself and with whatever it is that you find yourself struggling with today, because there is love on the other side of it. These are strange times, but it's all for the betterment of ourselves. And on an even greater scale, the human collective. Take a deep breath in, let it out, and know that you're fucking awesome no matter what. All of the moments in my life where I thought, what's the point? Why would I continue? Were the moments that shaped me into who I am today. And I don't know what I would have done or who I would be right now if it wasn't for those things that absolutely destroyed me. Because in those moments where I felt so shook up and so alone and so sad were reason enough to pick up the pieces and see what I could make out of it. Thank you for being here. I love you. Be the light. See the light. 'Cause it's there. It's always there. P.S. Humans are the physical embodiment of the light that exists in this universe. Use that knowledge to your advantage.